In simple words, these are the words we would like you to leave here remembering. Your vortex will train your vibration. Your vortex will tune you. Now, hear the difference between what we were talking about in the beginning with everything that you could possibly think about, all the different subjects, all the different vantage points from all the different subjects. When you think about all the possible things that you could think about, and you have the assignment of sorting that out, or you think about the squeaking cart in the room behind us. Well, you were. The squeaking cart in the room behind us distracted you from your bankruptcy. It did. In other words, you are easily distracted, friends. Why not deliberately distract yourself with something that will tune your vibrational frequency into sync with everything that you've put into your vortex before you were born and ever since? In other words, we're really on to something here, because you cannot sort that closet out. You can't do it. Nail it shut. You cannot figure out all of the reasons that all of the people are doing all of the things that they are doing. You can't even get together. You can't even get together in some sort of consensus about what the right way of life really is. And you know why you can't do that? Because that was never your intention to begin with, any more than it was your intention to come forth as a people on this planet and decide what one food ingredient you would all agree would be the only thing you would ever eat. You come as diverse intenders with diverse intentions and beliefs and ingredients and components. And you have, even though most of you don't realize it, you have created the most magnificent vibrational version of a life experience in your vortex that could ever be imagined even by the greatest imaginers of all. In other words, what's in your vortex is supreme. It is beautiful, and it will delight you with every little piece of it that you allow yourself to participate in. We're just saying, these are Esther's new words to Jerry. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He laughs every time she says it, and he says, I know you're saying. I know you're saying it. I hear you saying it. We're just saying that it's in your vortex and that you have easier access to it than you know. And that if you will set aside 30 at the most, 15 minutes a day, where you actually sit with the intent of breathing for the enjoyment of breathing, that you will allow your vortex to train your vibration upward in the vicinity of the fullness of what is there. And what you will begin to discover is an uneasy edge disappears from your life experience. What you'll really begin to notice is that things that don't feel all that significant to you will begin lining up for you all the time. In other words, those things that are not that you're not consistently beating the drum of begin to clean up even on the first day. You begin to have better timing. Parking places open up for you. Your timing is right. Esther is marveling at how she can come back from a long trip with bags and bags and bags of things that they've gathered up along the way from other people and from shops and so forth. And with all of this stuff that's been packed and repacked, first it was packed to get onto the cruise ship, and then it was repacked to get off of the cruise ship, and then it was packed especially for the lighter carry-on bags, and then it was packed. In other words, it had been packed and repacked. Everything had been moved around for different weights and balances. And when they got back, Jerry said, do you know where such and such is? And Esther said, I'll get it. And she went to a bag and came out with it. Jerry said, how did you do that? Esther said, I have no idea. Again and again and again. In other words, your broader mind, what's in your vortex, who you really are, knows everything you are and everything you want and where everything is in proximity to everything you want, and knows the very most direct, efficient, and fun route to lead you to it. In other words, that information is available to you. You have no idea of what's going on your behalf until you begin to access it by allowing your natural patterns of vibration to raise. and by allowing the vortex to show you its ability to surprise and delight and please and satisfy and fulfill you on every single subject that you have considered, no matter how long or how short, no matter how major or minor, since the day that you stepped foot into this physical body and before. Good sales job, don't you think? We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you, but you already have discovered the theme of this gathering. The theme of this gathering is to deconstruct any vibrational ties to any thoughts that are leading you into the construction of something that you do not want. We are not going to be, not for a moment, encouragers of continuing the construction of unwanted things. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you build a great big ugly building filled with all kinds of things that aren't relevant to your experience, only to then take a bulldozer in and knock it down later in order to clear the space in order to create what you are wanting? You don't have to do that. In other words, you can start right now in the deliberate constructing of what you are wanting. And that really is our message. We are eager to talk with you about anything. Don't worry, you can't get it wrong here. We'll be very gentle with you as we point out the fallacy of your general approach to life. We'll have great fun. Begin right here. Yes. Wait. Yes.
Hi.
Do you feel as if your computer has been rebooted?
Oh, yeah.
Not yet, but you will.
I didn't think I was going to ask a question, but here I am. My life has been a very interesting cyclical thing.
We know that. We were just talking about you.
You were? How nice. I've had things where amazing manifestations have come through that I was not even believing could happen.
Now that's a thought worth thinking and a statement worth making.
Okay.
Because that's the construction of thought ways that can ultimately lead you to something you want. Yes.
But what seems to happen?
Now why would you go there?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I will do things like...
Wait! It's never fun to be first.
It's okay.
We just want to really, we're going to let you get away with the construction of anything you want.
Okay.
We're just not going to let you get away without making a lot of fun of you.
Okay.
We just want you to be aware of what you're doing, because most people aren't. In other words, you use really interesting criteria under the guise of wanting to understand, under the guise of wanting to be entertaining, under the guise of and maybe guise isn't the right word, but for the reason of wanting to entertain, or wanting to leave accurate historical records, or wanting somebody else to understand where you're coming from, or wanting somebody to understand, or even to try to understand yourself. Why am I here? Well, let's see, maybe I can retrace all the steps. But the thing is, you can't retrace the steps without constructing a whole new highway.
Okay.
So, use this time wisely. And we don't just mean this time where you're talking to infinite intelligence and those who have access to everything that is in your vortex, where you've opened a pathway and can have anything that you want. We don't just mean this time. We mean any time is that time. Any time is that time. Whether you're sitting before infinite intelligence or not. Any time is that time. Any time is that time.
Okay.
Aren't you glad it was her and not you?
I guess I'm not aware I'm constructing...
Now, wait a minute.
What?
Why would you construct that? I'm a
I don't
very
know.
stupid and unaware person. You don't want to construct that either. Use this time very wisely.
Okay. Okay, I won't do that anymore.
What will you do?
Let go of that.
Yeah.
Down
But
thing.
by letting go of that, getting hold of something else. So what is the something else? In other words, you started off really, really well.
Yes.
You went this way, and then we just sort of caught you before you went too far that way. But can you pick up that again and go that way again? In other words, you said something very, very very
Exciting. I manifest things that are amazing. And then somehow everything...
Wait! You see how it goes? In other words, now,
okay,
well,
I manifest things that are amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just do that.
I manifest things that are amazing. Now you see, by hanging in here together,
yeah,
and realizing that in other words, we got your attention, and now you're focused. I manifest things that are amazing. So now you have. I manifest things that are amazing, or I manifest things that are amazing, such as. In other words, such as. In other words, what construction do any of you believe us when we say your thoughts are constructing throughways and that manifestation follows them? Do you believe this at all? Do you believe it at all? Do your thoughts manifest? Then why would you ever say but? Why would you ever construct that side of it? Why do you do that? It just has to be because there's something active in your vibration. Now, to be fair to you, this conversation would have gone a lot differently if you had sat for 15 minutes and allowed your vibration to raise and had come into complete sync with your vortex. And then you would sit and you would chat about what's in your vortex. And many of you would say, well, Abraham, if I do that, then I don't need to come here and talk with you. And we say, good. Good. In other words, we don't want you to ever see us as the sounding board for unveiling problems. We want you to see us as the support system of everything that you are and everything that you're asking for. We want you to understand that your vortex is your sounding board for all of the wonderful things. Have you ever gone to lunch and wanted to complain to somebody and they're just so damn positive they don't let you complain? And you think, well, it'll be a long time before I go to lunch with you again. And they're thinking the same thing. So we're just asking you to make your statement of intention. What is the intention in this segment of life experience? Is your intention to chart thoughtways that will lead to a construction of a project that's just going to thrill you when it manifests? Or is your intention to construct something that doesn't please you? And of course, that's a ridiculously simple question, because of course the answer is I always want to construct something that will please me when I get there. We just want you to understand that every single minute of every single day you have the option of constructing wanted or unwanted things. Period. There isn't any other way of going about this. In other words, you're either constructing something wanted or unwanted, and you can tell by the way you feel which you are doing.
Thank you.
So tell us about, if you want to, some of these wonderful things that you are manifesting.
Specifics?
As specific as you can be without giving us a but.
I want to do amazing things in my career. I want health.
Well, we're off the track already. It's all right, because your vantage point, you see, your vantage point is, I want things I don't have.
Okay.
And what must be most dominant in your vibration right now is the I don't have part. The I don't have part. Mm-hmm. You started with a really positive statement with us. Can you remember what it was?
I manifest amazing things.
Yeah. And that's the part we want you to tell us about. Not what you're going to manifest, not what you want to manifest, not what you can't yet manifest. I manifest amazing things. Talk about that, and do you see what happens? When you talk about the amazing things you manifest, you open those thought ways. You carve out little vibrational roadways. You say to the universe, roads open. Bring more here. Bring more stuff like that to me. Bring more stuff like that to me now. You see. We know we must be very annoying. But there are these powerful laws that say you get what you think about. whether you want it or not. And we are seeing a lot of people who have these magnificent vortices that they are actually constructing roadways that are leading away from them rather than to them, because of some misunderstanding of how it all works, you see. And the only thing that we can figure out is that you're trying to be like others. You're trying to explain to others. You were just the perfect person because you're bright, you're brilliant, you're willing, you're playful, you're self-sufficient enough that we're not hurting your feelings. You've precisely. You've come to understand. You want to understand. You mostly do understand. You're fine-tuning. And so we've just given you everything we've got about how to get to where you want to be from where you are. So this is construction. Let's always think in terms of construction. What are you wanting to construct now?
I construct an amazing life.
Yes. We've made you afraid to speak, haven't we?
A little bit.
Well, you can only help others as you speak.
Okay.
So, anyone else ready? Well, you're all ready, but you think you're ready till you sit here. Is this a hard thing? Is it a hard thing to offer a vibration that is different from where you are? All right, it is. It's not only a hard thing, it's an impossible thing. She can't find the thought ways. She can't find the thought ways. It's all bright for us. We can see it. It's all bright for us, but she can't find the thought ways because her vibration isn't, the roadway isn't there yet.